Okay, so till this, these are the topics we completed. So remote connections, last class we seen how to establish the connection remotely. So for local connection means you have to directly log into database server. There you can establish the connection like a SQL plus utility. So for local connection, not required listener. Even though listener is not running, you can connect the database. For remote connections, it is mandatory. The listener should be up and running and it support the services. So how many ways you can establish the connection remotely? Yes. What are the how many ways? How many methods? How can establish the connection remotely for Oracle database?
Two
Yes.
tips, sir.
Yeah.
Using
Yes. Yes.
using hostline, using public.
IP address
Yeah. So using host name or IP address.
or service.
Second, net
DB
service.
name, sir.
So net service name. So if you want to connect the Oracle database remotely, either you have to use IP address or host name or using net service name. So for this, so listener is required for this TNS name dot .ora file required using IP address.
No, sir.
No, not required. We are everything. So we are giving SQL plus username by password. Okay. So at the rate IP address. So like this, we can establish the connection. So in case of net service name, so here what we required, if you want to connect the database using service name, so what we required here,
TNS names dot org.
TNS file.
TNS name dot .ora file. So what it contains, this file, it contains what it is. Yes.
Service name.
So it contains DB details. There is a service name. The service name it contains. There is a IP address, database where it has running. What is the port number? What is the host IP address? What is the protocol? Everything is mentioned in the TNS name.ora file. Means to whom I need to connect. The all the database details, service details or database details, both are same. If you have this, if you configure this file, then you can connect the using net service name. How you can connect SQL plus sys by password at the rate net service name DB name. If we are using sys user, we can mention sys DBA. The role should be as sys DBA. If it is a normal user, no need to mention as sys DBA. So this is how we can establish the connection remotely. Clear any queries for last class? The listener should be up and running. If listener is not running, we cannot establish the connection both the ways. Make sure the listener.ora file. So it should be available from which side, client side or database server side?
Database server.
DB server side. So what was the location where it was located? $Oracle home.
Network
Network
slash
bin.
admin.
Network
Admin.
plus admin.
Admin.
So there is another file is there, TNS name.ora file. This required from which client side or database server side? Mandatory.
Both sides present, but mandatory in client side.
So client side is mandatory when you want to connect the database using service name. So DB server side, yes. So why it's required from DB server side? DB server side, why it's required TNS name.ora
To check the connections.
to check the connection. How to check the connection?
TNS ping space.
TNS
Service.
being space service name HRMS. So it should give the acknowledgement OK. That means the database, the service name is pingable. You can connect, establish the connection from anywhere. If it is not pingable, means some issue with the listener or TNS name.ora file. So this is the things we discussed last class. Okay, good. So let's go to parameter files. So when you configure the database, let me open Paint. Okay. So this is my database. So when you configure the database, for every database, for all the parameters located in one file, yes or no? In Postgres, so in which file it contains all the parameters? In Postgres, which file it contains all the parameters?
Postgres
I'm talking
SQL
about Postgres. So what is that? PostgreSQL.config file. This is the parameter file. What is the meaning of parameter file? Means it contains all the parameters inside this file. Where it has located inside data directory. Inside data directory. Means where the data files are there, inside that the file was located. That is the default location. In case of for Oracle database also, for every database, there is a one parameter file existing. There is a one parameter file is created when you configure the database. We already configured. My database is up and running. This is my database. This is my database, container database. This is my container database HRMS. This is a container DB, container database. Inside the container database, n number of pluggable database. Yes or no? So this is my pluggable database HRMS PDB1. HRMS PDB1. So you can create a number of pluggable database. As of now, there is only one pluggable database is there, that is HRMS PDB1. Okay. So when you configure the database, it's a container database. It's not a normal database. So for any database, there is a parameters are there. What are the parameters? Suppose shared memory, shared global area, SGA. In Postgres, there is shared memory. So for this instance, how much memory you want to allocate? Based on the parameter value, it's automatically allocated when you start the database. So what are the parameters? You can say there is a SGA equal to suppose 2 GB. There is a process equal to 300. These are the parameters. PGA, program global area. So like this in Postgres, what are the parameters? Tell me few parameters in Postgres database. Yes.
/tmt.
/tmp. I am asking parameter names in Postgres. Tell me few parameter names in case of Postgres database. Yes.
Listener underscore address, sir.
Listener, yes. Listener
Port
underscore address equal to some value. Yes, by default, what is the value? Localhost. Yes.
Yes.
Next.
Port.
Logging underscore
Yes,
connector.
port. Yes. Max underscore
Logging underscore
connection.
Connections.
Yeah. So these all are parameters. These all parameters it contains. This is the file. The same way in Oracle database also there are some parameters are there. There is a process. Process means if you connect the database, if you do something, that is the one process. If you connect the database, if you run the data backup, that process is running, the process is connected and it take the backup. So like this, how many process, the limitation of process, by default it's configured 300. What is the process? How many process can connect to database? 300. This is one parameter. PGA, program global area. SEA, shared global area. These all parameters will be located in one file. What is the file? Here, parameter file. Parameter file. That is, we can say P file or SP file. For all the parameters will be located one file. That file we called as a parameter file in Oracle database. So how many types of parameter file? There are two types of parameter files are there. One is P file, second is SP file. Database should be running with any one of the parameter file only, but there are two types of parameter files are there. One is P file, second is SP file. SP file means server parameter file. Server parameter file. P file means it's a parameter file. parameter file. So all the parameters will be there in one file. That file we called as a parameter file. So in Oracle, there are two types of parameter files are there. One is P file. P means parameter file. Second is SP file. SP means server parameter file. Okay. So when you create a database, the database started with the default. The database started default with a SP file only. That is the default behavior. When you start the Oracle database, when you create the database, it creates the database and start the services automatically. So that means by default, it creates a SP file while creating the database and start the database with what parameter file? SP file. That is the default behavior. That is the recommended actually. That is the Oracle recommended to start the database using SP file only. That is the default behavior. So what was the location of this parameter file? $Oracle home DBS. This is the default location of parameter files. That could be anything. That could be either P file or SP file. What is the default location of parameter file? $Oracle home DBS. What is the Oracle home? User, what are the location used while create the database? While installation of Oracle database, what location used? Go to that Oracle home, go to inside the DBS directory. There we can find parameter files, either P file or SP file. Without this parameter file database, we cannot start Oracle database. Even though if you're trying to start Oracle database without a P parameter file or server parameter file, it's going to fail. To start Oracle database, at least we have one parameter file, either P file or SP file. Default, which one it takes? SP file. If you don't have SP file inside the DBS location, listen carefully, very, very important. If you don't have SP file inside the DBS location, we have P file only inside the DBS location. In that time only the database started with the P file. When it was started database with the P file, whenever you don't have SP file inside the DBS location, if you have only P file, that time if you start the database started with using parameter file, that is P file. Clear? So this is parameter file where it was located. This is $Oracle home DBS. This is my DBS location, DBS. So what was the parameter file naming conversion? So let's see, suppose parameter file. So this parameter file, there are two types of parameter files are there. Can say this is for 1 minute. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so can say this is for P file. This is for SP file. SP file. So this P file, what is the name? Both the parameters will be located in the same location, DBS location. So this P file naming conversion, how it would be? So init sid.ora. SID means DB name. What is our SID? What is our DB name? HRMS.
HRMS.
So init HRMS.ora file. This is our P file naming conversion. So this is we can edit this P file. We can edit this P file. It's a test file. P file is a test file. If it is a test file, it's a test file. Means we can edit this P file. What is the naming conversion? Init sid.ora. What is our SID? DB name. Init hrms.ora file. This is, if you see this file under DBS, we can understand this is the P file. P file of HRMS database. Suppose init crms.ora. This is P file of CRMS database. Clear? P file of CRMS database. This is for P file of HRMS database. Like this naming conversion, it will be there. So for SP file, the same location, by default SP file is created. So what is the naming convention of SP file? SP HRMS.ora. SP SID.ora. So what is our SID? SP HRMS.ora. This is our SP file naming conversion. The naming convention of P file is init sid.ora. What is our SID? You can replace SID. Init hrms.ora. It is a test file. P file is a test file. Means we can edit the P file. Okay. SP file is naming convention of SP sid.ora, SP hrms.ora. So it's a binary format. It's a binary format file. Means we cannot edit this SP file. Even though if you try to edit this file, if you try to VI this file, we cannot readable. That means we cannot readable that what are the parameters inside the SP file. Here we can edit this file. We can able to readable this parameter file. Clear? Difference between P file and SP file. So here in this case, so it's created by default. It's created by default and started the DB using this file. Yes, when you create the database, by default it's created SP file and started the database using this file only. So here, whenever you required, we can create manually by using below command. Can say create P file from SP file. So this is the syntax to create a P file from SP file. My database is running SP file by default. By default, database started with SP file. We don't have P file. If you require P file to edit some parameters, you have to create a P file. How to create a P file? Create P file from SP file because my database is running with SP file. If the database is running with SP file, simple you can create a P file with SP file. So if you create a P file like this command, where the P file is created, default location, that is Oracle home underscore DBS. So how the file will be created? Tell me. My database name is HRMS. When you create a P file from SP file, what the file name it would be? Yes. Tell me the P file name.
Init hrms.ora.
Init hrms.ora. Yes. Because my database name is HRMS. By default, it's not their P file. By default, SP file is created when you create the database. It started the database using SP file. Yes, if you go to DBS directory, we can see sphrms.vara. That is the SP file. So if you want to, why it's required P file? Suppose I want to see my all the parameters. Which file I can readable? P file only. SP file we cannot readable. It's not a human readable format. It's a binary format. It's not a text format. So if you want to see all the parameters to understand how many processes are there, what is the how much memory allocated for this instance, what is the PCA, how many connections are there, like this, to see analyze all the parameters, you have to create a P file. Create P file from SP file. We are not mentioning the location. Just create P file from SP file. So when you create P file using this command, by default location, the P file will be created with the default naming conversion. Init sid.vara. Your DB name is HRMS, so init hrms.vara file will be created. This is for P file. Yes, after creation of this P file, you can VI this P file. Yes, we can see all the parameters. What are the parameters are there inside the parameter file. Clear? Suppose I want to create a P file, some other location, not DBS location. Then create P file equal to user1 data init hrms.vara from SP file. Like this, we have to specify the location where you want to create the P file. If you don't specify P file equal to location and file name, if you not specify, default it's created inside a DBS location. If you want to create P file some other location, not default, you have to issue the command create P file equal to your location and file name from SP file. Clear? How to create the P file? Okay. So let me go to database server and we'll see. Let me log in. Root Oracle. Any queries from anyone as of now? Feel free to ask it if you have any doubts. From anyone? Okay. Let me take IP address if config. Yes, this is the IP address 103. Let me put the session 192.168.0.103. Yes, 103. Root Oracle. First, just now started a Linux server. Let me increase the font size, change settings, appearance, change. Yes, Oracle. Yes, tell me. Someone help me to start the database. Yes, you can. Yeah, Akhil, help me. So to start, I want to start the database. So first I have to verify the database is running or not. Yes, tell me. How to verify database is running or not?
PF minus ES.
Akhil, sorry. Akhil Kumar. Are you ready, Akhil? Or if you're not at practice? Okay, so tell me, Monica, tell me. I want to verify the database services are not running or not. If not running, help me to start the database. Yes.
PS-EF air grip PMON.
Okay. So the database is running.
No, sir.
Okay. So help me to start the database.
.vara env.
Okay. What it will do? This command.
It
Yes. It will help you to set up the database environment. Which database you want to connect? That database environment we have to set up. So which database? HRMS. Yes. How to confirm the database is ID is set and Oracle Home is set? Yes.
Ora tab.
How you can confirm the Oracle Home is set or not? Oracle SID is set or not?
Echo dollar Oracle.
Echo
Dollar Oracle.
Oracle Home. Yes. It's showing the same home location SID. SID. Yes, the right database set under right DB home location it's set. So how to know how many databases are created in this server? Yes. How to know how many databases are created in this server?
Ora tab.
cat/etc Ora tab. So by seeing these lines, there are two databases created. Now I want to start Oracle database or HRMS database. So I set the DB environment HRMS. So it set correctly Oracle Home on DB ID. Now how to start the database? Tell me. Yes.
SQL place.
Okay. Okay.
Clash as sysdb.
Okay.
Startup.
Startup. So when you give startup, so what it will do backend? When you give startup command, let me can see here. When you give startup command, first database will open in no mount state. Next mount state. Next open state. Database will open in different states. First it open into no mount state. Next open into mount state. Next open into open state. If the database is open in open state, the database, when you start the database will be open state. Then only users can connect the database. They can do anything. If it is mount state or no mount state, we cannot run any queries. We can run only $V database. Only $V database system tables we can run. Select star from $V database like this. When the database open in open state, then only users can connect the database. They can do anything. They can insert the data. They can create the data tables. They can do anything. They can update. They can truncate. So database will start up in this sequence. First will open to no mount, then started to mount state, then started to open state. While open to no mount state, it's a required parameter file. When you fire the command startup, it's trying to open to which state first? No mount state. To start the database to no mount state, what we required? It's required some parameter file, either P file or SP file, anything SP file. If you don't have P file or SP file, it throws the error in this state only. In this state only, it throws the error. There is no parameter file. So while startup database trying to open first no mount state, once open no mount state, next it's trying to open mount state. Then after, so in this state what we required? It's a required control files. What is the control files? We'll discuss today only parameter files only. So once open the database in mount state, when it can open the mount state, if they have control files, then only the database will open to mount. Once open the mount state, then database trying to open, database started to open state. So when we can start the database to open state, In this, it's a required data files. In this state, what we required? We required a parameter file, either P file or SP file. If we don't have P file or SP file, it throws error. Next, trying to start the database, mount state. In this, what we required? Control files. Next, it start to open state. How to start the open state? If we have data files, then only database will start to open state. If it is open state means yes, completely started my database. How you can check? Select name comma open underscore mode from v dollar database. Here like this, name open underscore mode. So name means like this, HRMS open read write. Like this we can get the output. So by seeing this information, my database started open mode. Open mode means it's a read write mode. You can read the data, you can write the data. Write the data means you can update, delete, insert. Read the data means you can run only select statements. So it's open mode. What mode? It's a read write mode. That is the open state. So database, when you open to this data, if you run this query, it's showing no mount state in this. In this, when you see this statement, when you run here after no mount, here it's showing no mount state only, no mount state. After mount state, here it's showing mount state. So finally, database should be open read write mode only. Then only users can connect the database. Clear? How the database will be started? How many ways? How many modes it will open? First, it will open to no mount state, then mount state, then open state. If it is to start no mount state, it's required parameter file, P file or SP file. So first, it's searching for SP file. If yes, if SP file is existing, then start the database SP file. If you don't have P file, if you don't have SP file, if SP file is exist, then DB is started using SP file. Next, if SP file does not exist, then DB started using P file. Using P file. If we don't have any P file, any parameter file, what it will do? Then throws the error. Means DB not started. So the priority will give first for SP file, server parameter file. If you have SP file, then start the database using SP file. Then if you don't have SP file, next priority P file. Even though if you don't have P file, then it throws the error. That how backend it will happen when you give the startup command. So what is the priority? Either P file or SP file. Priority gives first priority SP file. If SP file existing, it start the database using SP file. If you don't have SP file, then go to it can use P file and start the database. If you don't have any parameter file, then it throws the error. DB, we cannot start the database without any parameter file. Now startup. Now you can say, okay, before that, let me check the CD $Oracle home DBS. This is the default location for DBS for parameter file or either P file or SP file. Okay, suppose let me drop this. What is the my server? Let me 90C1. Let me check this one. You can see here, there is no init. There is no, here you can see P file or not? Able to see P file?
No, sir.
Able to see P file?
Sir. Not that.
Sorry?
No.
No. If it is P file is there, what are the files? It could be here. Tell me the file naming conversion, P file names.
Init HRMS.
Init HRMS.vara. So out of this, we don't have init HRMS.vara. Yes or no? There is a init to vara is there. It's a sample P file. When you create the database, sample P file is created. That is init vara. That is sample P file. There is no DB name after init. So that is the sample P file. Okay. So for CRMS, what is the P file? Init CRMS.vara. So this file also we don't have in this DBS look. That means after creating database, by default it's created a SP file. So we have SP file for HRMS database. You can see. Do we have SP file for HRMS database?
Yes, sir.
So which one?
SP file HRMS
The
database.
last one. SP file sid.vara. SP file, not SP. SP file. SP file where we discussed. Yeah, in this. Here. So what is the naming conversion here? SP file. SP file HRMS.vara. SP file HRMS for init, for P file init sid.vara. So for this is for CRMS database SP file. This is for HRMS database SP file. So that means by default SP file was created when you create the database. Now if you try to start HRMS database, if we don't have P file, only SP file is there. So it started database using SP file. The priority first it will search for SP file only, not P file. Let me connect the database SQL plus / as sysdba. How to start the database? Startup. When you give startup, it is going to backend verify for SP file for HRMS. Yes, this is existing. Then start the database using SP file. You can see. Let's see. Let's confirm. Database started which file? Oracle instance is started. You can say database mounted. Before mount which state? No mount. Then database mount state. Then open. This is the system global area SGA. This is the memory assigned for this instance. So let me, how can confirm my database open mode or not? What was the query? Select the name comma open underscore mode from $database. $database. Can say yes, my database open. What is the database name? HRMS. So which mode it started? Open mode. Open mode means read write mode. Yes, by seeing this output, my database started successfully. But this database started which file? Either it should use any one of the file, P file or SP file. We already verified P file does not exist. HRMS init HRMS.vara. Only SP file is there, DBS location. So this should be started using SP file. How to confirm whether this database using which file? You can use show parameter P file. You can say you can log into database. You can check this parameter, show parameter P file. If it is Postgres, how can check the parameter? Show parameter name. Here, show parameter name P file. So can see in this output. So what is the value? This is the name SP file. What is the value? What is the location? Tell me. What is this location highlighted?
Home
DB
location,
home.
sir.
DB home, and under DBS there is a SP file.hrms.vara. That means DB started using SP file. Default, that is the behavior of the database. If SP file is there, first it is searching for SP file existing or not. If it is existing, it started database using SP file only. Okay. Yes, my database started using SP file. How can confirm? By using this show parameter P file. It gives the SP file name, SP file, the SP file location, name and location. My database started using this SP file. Okay. If here, if it gives the blank null value is null, that means my database started using P file. It's not giving P file name. When your database started P file, when you use the same command, here it gives the null blank. If it is blank, that means my database started using P file. Okay, inside DBS location only SP file is there. I want to create P file. How to create P file in this diagram? How you can see? What is the command? Create P file from SP file. Where it was located P file? Where it was located P file? Yes.
Under
DBS. So let me create P file from SP file. Means my database running with this SP file. We don't have P file. I want to make P file using this SP file. Enter. Yes, file created. Where we can see this file? Default location. Let me go to. Yes, I am in the default location. LL. You can see init hrms.vora. That is the default naming conversion of P file. So init, when it was created this file, by seeing the timestamp, November 26, 2042. This is the timestamp right now. So the same timestamp means that file just now created. What is this? P file for HRMS database. We created manually. Create P file from SP file. Create P file from SP file. Yes, file is created inside the DBS location. That is the default location. When you not specify P file where you want to create, if you not specify, the file will be created default location. So now I am saying this file is readable. Yes, BA. I want to see all the parameters. Yes, can say able to readable. Can say these are all the parameters. Audit file destination, audit trail, compatible version, control files location. Inside the parameter, control files locations. Two control files are the .ctl. DB block size 8 KB. DB create file destination. This is for data files location. DB name, HRMS. These are all parameters. It's automatically created all the parameters into one file. That is the parameter file. If you want to readable, you have to use P file only. This is a test file. Test file means we can readable, we can edit, we can save the data. Yes, go back. That is P file. So SP file. This is for SP file of HRMS database. We cannot readable. Let me shut down the database. Always my database using this file. So I cannot edit directly. First, you have to shut down the database. If you want to edit this file, you have to shut down the database first. SQL plus /as sysdba. How to shut down? Shut immediate. Yes, going to shut down my database HRMS. After shutdown, you can edit that file because my database is not using that file. It's a shutdown mode. Let it shut down. Database closed. Database dismounted. While shutdown, it will close the database because already open mode. So first it will close the database, then dismount, then instant shutdown. Okay, now exit. Now you can verify my database is not running. Now you can verify. VI, you can VI SP file.hrms.org. Can say these we cannot readable. So few of the parameters we cannot readable. Can say this file cannot readable SP file. It's a binary format. System can understand this language. So if you want to readable for all the parameters, if you want to read, if you want to edit, which file we have to edit? P file. You can create a P file from SP file, then edit some parameters, then you can start the database using P file. That is the some changes there in the P file. You can start the database using P file. Using that P file, you can create a SP file again, so that the latest changes will be reflected into SP file. Now I want to start the database using P file. Now both the files are there. If you start the database, which file it is going to use? There is a P file is there, SP file is there, same database. So if we start the database, which file it's going to use and start the database? Yes.
SP file.
SP file, because the priority, first priority it goes for SP file. If you don't have SP file, then it's searching for P file. Now we have both the files. If we start the database using SP file, let me start SQL plus slash as sysdba startup. Yes, let's see which file it's going to use. Now we have both the files. Database instance started. Yes, let's wait, mounted, next open. Now let me check my database open or not. Select name comma open underscore mode from $database. Yes, read write mode, it's opened. How can you confirm the database using which file? Show parameter P file. Can say yes, database started using SP file only, because even though both the files are existing, first priority goes for SP file. If you don't have SP file, yes, it's creating, it started database using P file. Let me move this file. Okay, MV underscore backup. How system is understanding SP file is existing or not? If SP file existing like this, that is the naming conversion. So with this naming conversion, the file is existing now. No, we don't have. We move the naming underscore BKP. If the file is existing with this format, then only system can identify there is a SP file existing. Now system can understand there is no SP file for HRMS. If we don't have SP file, then database started using P file only. Let me shut immediate. Let me shut down the database first. First shut down the database, then move the file to underscore BKB. That is the best practice. Okay. Shut immediate. Okay. So let me. Yeah, Oracle instance shut down. You have to wait till this message. Exit. Now you can verify. Now database is not running. PMON. There is no PMON process. Now we don't have SP file. You can underscore BKB or you can remove this file. That's fine. Or so you have to move some other naming conversion underscore BKB. So system cannot identify. So when system is identified, when this like this SP file HRMS dot Ora. Okay. Now log into database. SysDBA. I am starting the database. Startup. Now can say it's going to verify SP file existing or not. If not exist, started the database using P file. What is the P file? Yes, existing. Init hrms.vara. Now you can run the database open mode or not. Yes. Now you can run show parameter P file. Show parameter P file. Yes, you can say blank. That means my database started using P file only. The value is blank. That means database started using P file. Clear? Now again I want to start the database using SP file. So shut down first, shut immediate, shut down the database. Then I want to start the database using SP file. Shut immediate, database closed, database dismounted. Yes, instance shutdown. Now you can say exit. Now I want to start the database using SP file. So you can move back to original name. Yes. Now you can say my SP file is existing, SP file hrms.ora. This is the naming conversion system can identify. Now you can log into database SQL plus slash sysdba, then startup. Yes, database is started using sp file hrms.ora. You can say now you can confirm my database open read write mode or not. Select open name comma $v database. Yes, it's open read write mode, open mode. Next, show parameter p file. Yes, it's giving sp file name and location. That means my database started using sp file. So always database while starter, it's first it go to the no mount state. In no mount state, it should require p file or sp file. If sp file existing, it started using sp file. That is the default behavior. If you don't have sp file, it search for p file. If p file existing, start the database using p file. If you don't have both the files, it throws the error. Then go to the mount state. In the mount state, what we require? Control files. Then when come to open state, it's required data files. So this is how the database started. And these are the parameter files. What is the difference between p file and sp file? P file, we can edit the parameter file. We can change the parameters. We can readable all the parameters. sp file is a binary file. We cannot readable. We cannot editable. Then by default, sp file is created. P file not created. If you want to create the p file, you can create p file from sp file. Suppose I want to create a p file some other location. Let me create one directory. mkdir-p user1 backup. So I create this location. chon-r oracle : o install yes chmod -r 755. Yeah. So let me switch to Oracle user. Now ORAINV HRMS. Yes, I set the DB name. I want to create a P file, different location. Let me SQL plus /sysdba. So create P file equal to where I want to create P file inside this location. What is the P file name? Init hrms.ora from sp file. Can say invalid file init. Yeah, there is a spell mistake. Init hrms init init create p file equal to hrms.ora from sp file from. Okay, let me give single quotes from. Oh, sorry. What is the mistake? Okay. Init hrms.ora. Let me give this. You can say file was created. So you have to give single quotes within the single quotes. The location and the file name from sp file. Exit under ls minus lrt. Yes, the file was created. If you want to edit, yes, you can edit. You can say. So this is how you can create the p file from sp file. When you not specify this location, it's created a default location. If you want to create p file some other location, you can mention p file equal to this location from sp file, because my database is running using this sp file. Clear? Any queries from anyone? I want to stop here.